Welcome to the Deep Dives, where we take a stack of your sources and, well, we try to distill the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight just for you.
Yep, cutting through the noise.
Exactly. Today, we're diving into something pretty significant. This idea of milestones. An anniversary, maybe 60 years of a relationship. It isn't just about looking back, is it?
Not at all. Often it's really about using that solid foundation, almost like a launch pad, to push forward an ambitious path.
And our focus today is just the recent joint press meet between Indian Prime Minister Modi and Singaporean Prime Minister Lawrence Wong.
Right. And this visit is particularly noteworthy for a couple of reasons.
Go on.
Well, it's PM Wong's very first trip to India since taking office. That's big. And it coincides with both nations celebrating the 60th anniversary of their bilateral relations. Quite a moment.
It really is. So our mission in this deep dive is to unpack PM Modi's remarks from that meeting, give you the most important insights to really get a handle on the profound and frankly continuously evolving nature of the India-Singapore Comprehensive Strategic Partnership.
And comprehensive really is the word for it.
You think so?
Definitely, because this isn't just your standard diplomatic stuff. We're talking cutting-edge tech, new sustainable initiatives, even looking towards space.
Okay, let's get started then. Because what's striking here is how these 60 years, they aren't just a number, are they? They really represent a solid, maybe even battle-tested foundation.
That's a good way to put it. The press meet really seemed to underscore that. It felt like a critical moment, not just for, patting each other on the back, but for real, deliberate, strategic future planning between these two key partners.
Yeah, it feels like much more than just ceremony. In fact, you might remember during PM Modi's visit to Singapore last year, the relationship actually got elevated. They now call it a comprehensive strategic partnership.
And that label actually means something. It's not just jargon.
Right. It signifies a real shift, a deeper commitment across pretty much all sectors, security, economics, people-to-people stuff. And apparently, in the year since, that cooperation has really picked up steam, gained momentum.
Indeed, that elevation is crucial. And if we connect this to the wider geopolitical and economic landscape, Singapore's role for India is just massive.
Not so.
Well, it stands as India's largest trade partner in the whole Southeast Asia region. And the sheer volume of investment flowing from Singapore into India, it just speaks volumes about the trust, the potential they both see.
So it's not just shipping goods back and forth.
Not at all. It's about deep economic integration, a kind of shared understanding of where growth is headed.
And that economic tie, it's clearly a cornerstone. But it sounds like they're not just sitting back either. To boost it further, there's a decision to do a time-bound review of their bilateral CEC. That's the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement.
Which is basically their big free trade agreement covering goods, services, investment, works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they'll review that alongside the broader Asian Free Trade Area Agreement. The aim seems pretty clear. Speed up trade by smoothing out any rough edges, right?
Right. And this proactive time-bound review, it signals a pretty aggressive commitment to making sure these agreements are working as hard as they can in today's economy.
Not just functional, but really optimized.
Precisely. It's about being agile, removing bottlenecks, building on success to unlock, the next level of opportunity. It shows they're willing to tweak even successful deals for maximum impact.
And speaking of building, there's this interesting new connection popping up. Gujarat's GIFT City. That's India's big global financial and tech hub project.
Yes, very ambitious.
It's apparently emerging as a kind of new bridge, directly linking the stock markets of both India and Singapore. That feels like a very concrete sign of integration.
It really is. And the fascinating thing about GIFT City as a bridge isn't just symbolic. It has real practical implications. Well, it makes it easier for Singaporean financial players to access India's growing market, and conversely, for Indian companies to tap into global money through Singapore's established financial system. It's about harmonizing rules, creating a smoother path for financial innovation and investment.
Okay, so the economic foundations are strong, they're being strengthened.
Yeah.
But what seems really exciting is how this partnership isn't just growing, it's genuinely transforming.
Evolving into new areas.
Exactly, moving into domains you might not immediately expect. It's like watching a sturdy old tree suddenly sprouting completely new kinds of branches.
That's a nice image.
We're seeing totally new focus areas emerge. Advanced manufacturing, crucial skilling programs, green shipping, even civil nuclear energy, and urban water management. These aren't just buzzwords. These are sectors critical for both countries' futures.
And this expansion, it shows some serious strategic foresight. Take the skilling piece Singapore has committed to help set up a national center of excellence for skilling down in Chennai. And this isn't just basic job training. It's specifically designed to prepare a highly skilled workforce for the advanced manufacturing sector. That's a big leap towards future-proofing their economies.
That's a huge commitment to, like, human capital, moving beyond just basic skills to really high-tech stuff. But I wonder, creating skilled people for advanced manufacturing, that's not just technical training, is it? It must mean adapting really fast.
It does.
So what bits of Singapore's, famous skilling model, maybe their vocational training or how they work with industry, what do you think is most innovative or transferable to India, especially thinking about scale?
That's a great question. I think Singapore's real strength lies in its deeply integrated earn and learn approach. Education and industry are just intrinsically linked there. Think about their polytechnic model. The curriculum gets constantly updated with direct input from industry, and students get hands-on experience right alongside the theory. For India's new center in Chennai, adapting that kind of agile industry-first mindset, not just copying a syllabus, that'll be the key to really making the workforce future ready for those high-tech jobs.
That sounds incredibly practical. And then on the tech front, it seems like an even deeper dive. Remember that semiconductor ecosystem partnership they formed last year?
Vaguely.
Well, apparently that's really spurred R&D, and Singaporean companies were very active at the recent Semicon India conference. So it's not just agreements on paper, it's real collaboration happening.
Yeah, that's a clear sign they're moving beyond just trading everyday goods into these high-value, cutting-edge industries, the ones defining future supply chains.
Right.
And it's not just chips. There's an explicit push for more cooperation in AI, quantum technology, other digital fields. They're not just reacting to tech changes, they're trying to actively shape the future of these fields together.
What really catches my eye, though, is just how far this partnership is stretching. From like trade deals all the way to the cosmos. There's a new agreement in the space sector. That feels like a fascinating leap.
It is.
What does this new chapter, as they call it, actually open up for them? And I guess, how does it position them in the sort of global space race picture?
That's a really critical point. Historically, space exploration was dominated by superpowers, often driven by national security, right?
Sure.
But this agreement shows a different path. It shows how maybe mid-sized powers can work together to share the risks of R&D, share launch capabilities, even develop satellite applications jointly.
So playing to their strengths.
Exactly. For India, it's leveraging its growing homegrown space tech and, crucially, its cost-effective launch abilities. For Singapore, it's about high-precision engineering, data analytics especially, for things like remote sensing or climate monitoring. Together, they're not just exploring space, they seem to be creating a unique Asian model for space tech collaboration that could influence international norms, maybe even how we govern things in orbit.
That's genuinely visionary stuff. And to make sure innovation keeps bubbling up from the ground level, they've planned the next India-Singapore hackathon for later this year.
Yes, the hackathon.
These aren't just coding contests, right? The idea is to connect young talent from both countries to tackle real-world problems.
It's a really smart strategy, I think, fostering that cross-cultural innovation. These hackathons create a direct channel for young people to team up on shared challenges. They build tech solutions, sure, but maybe more importantly, they build lasting personal connections and a sort of shared innovation culture.
Investment in future leaders.
Precisely, and future collaboration.
And then there's something maybe more immediate that people might actually use day to day. The success of digital payments connectivity through UPI and PayNow.
The payment link. Yes, very practical.
These are basically instant cross-border payment systems. They allow for incredibly smooth, fast transactions between people and businesses in both countries. Apparently, 13 new Indian banks just got integrated.
Which means more people can use it more easily.
Exactly. Easier for tourists, students, businesses, making those small transactions seamless.
That digital payment integration is a fantastic example of cooperation that has a direct, positive impact on ordinary citizens and small businesses. It really shows how quickly digital infrastructure can be adopted when there's clear bilateral will. It sets a benchmark, really.
Definitely. And moving beyond digital, the green initiatives seem equally forward-looking. There's a new agreement for a green and digital shipping corridor.
In the maritime sector, right?
Yes. And this is focused on developing green fuel supply chains and digital port clearance systems.
Yeah.
That feels like more than just efficiency. It's a bold move towards sustainability in a massive global industry.
Oh, it's absolutely critical. Maritime shipping is a huge source of global emissions. What's strategic here is tapping into Singapore's vast experience as a global maritime hub and its leadership in green tech.
So India can learn from that.
Hugely.
Right.
This partnership could massively accelerate India's port development and its green transition, not just for their own trade, but potentially setting a regional standard for decarbonizing shipping through new fuels and smarter port operations.
And there's a concrete example of this happening right now, the inauguration of the Mumbai Container Terminal Phase 2, developed by Singapore's PSA International.
Right.
And that's going to significantly boost India's container handling capacity, a direct improvement to trade flow and logistics.
Exactly. It's a tangible outcome of the partnership, upgrading the physical infrastructure that underpins all those economic and trade goals, ultimately connecting not just ports, but people and markets more effectively.
Now, we've been quite deep in the details of tech and trade, but we shouldn't forget the human element, the heart of any relationship, really.
The people-to-people connections.
Yes, they're described as deep and vibrant between India and Singapore, forming the bedrock beneath all this high-level stuff.
And what's really interesting is how these ties now explicitly include state-level engagement within India. It recognizes that Indian states aren't just passive recipients, they're active stakeholders.
Oh, that's a good point.
For instance, President Tharman visited Odisha back in January, focusing on things like investment, cultural exchange, and just in the past year, the chief ministers of Odisha, Telangana, Assam, and Andhra Pradesh have all visited Singapore.
Wow, that's quite a bit of traffic.
It demonstrates a really robust, multi-layered engagement. It builds broader resilience and understanding, moving way beyond just federal-level talks.
That kind of subnational interaction must build really strong, diverse connections across the whole country. And then, zooming out to the geopolitical view, Singapore is positioned as a significant pillar of India's Act East policy.
Which isn't just about economics.
No, it sounds much more strategic. Alignment in a pretty complex region.
Precisely. Singapore is a vital gateway, kind of a model for economic development within ASEAN, and also a strategic partner in balancing regional power dynamics. India's Act East policy, just for listeners, that's its big push to strengthen ties with Southeast and East Asian nations.
Right.
So Singapore being a pillar means they share this commitment to working with ASEAN, and they have a common vision for peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific, which does raise a big question, doesn't it? How can nations cooperate for regional stability with all the challenges today, maritime security, supply chain issues?
So complex.
Very. But their shared commitment offers at least part of an answer, advocating for a rules-based order.
And another shared concern they highlighted was terrorism, a united front against that global threat. It's a sobering reminder that even while they're building all these positive things, they also have to confront shared dangers.
Yes, and PM Modi specifically expressed deep gratitude for PM Wong and the Singapore government's very swift condolences and support after the Pahalgam terrorist attack in India.
That solidarity matters.
It underscores that humanitarian aspect of their relationship, mutual support in tough times. It reinforces those deep bonds of trust that go beyond policy into genuine human connection.
So if we try to connect all these different threads, pull back to the bigger picture, what really stands out is the kind of statement this partnership is making globally.
Yes, I think PM Modi's comment really captured it. Our relations go far beyond diplomacy. This is a partnership with purpose. That cuts right to the core.
That is a powerful way to put it. And he elaborated on that purpose, didn't he? Defining it as rooted in shared values, guided by mutual interests, and driven by a common vision for peace, progress, and prosperity.
Right, so it's not just about what they're doing, but the fundamental why behind it all.
It suggests a clear moral and strategic compass guiding the relationship, not just looking forward, but being incredibly comprehensive.
Exactly. And this proactive, purpose-driven approach across space, skilling, digital payments, green shipping, all of it, it feels like it's not just about gains for India and Singapore. It signals a kind of commitment to the global good, too.
Which maybe leads to a question for you listening right now. What does this kind of deeply integrated, forward-looking partnership really signify? For regional stability, for economic innovation?
Yeah.
Could it actually serve as a kind of blueprint for international cooperation in our increasingly fragmented world?
It's a powerful demonstration that even diverse nations can find common ground and, build something truly transformative together.
So we've covered an incredible amount today. The sheer breadth of the India-Singapore partnership, from pioneering digital and green projects to strengthening vital economic links and promoting regional stability.
It really isn't just a typical bilateral relationship. It feels more like a dynamic, evolving ecosystem that touches almost every part of modern life.
Absolutely. As India and Singapore mark this big 60th anniversary and activate this incredibly detailed roadmap for the future, maybe the thought to leave you with is this. How can such a multifaceted, purpose-driven relationship act as a model for other nations trying to navigate the sheer complexity of the 21st century?
Yeah, and looking ahead, what new challenges and opportunities might emerge? Maybe in areas we haven't even touched on much, like climate change adaptation or responsible digital governance, or the evolving security picture in the region. Where might this unique partnership be particularly well-positioned to make a difference as it continues to deepen and innovate in the coming years? It's certainly a testament to what's possible when two nations truly commit to building a shared future.